We begin this journey on the 1st of August, 1991. The venue is 𝗏𝗏𝗏, where hundreds of people are seated in solemn silence. It's the end of the Mahaguru's life. But there is one disciple whose consciousness shifts from the vibration of the cross body to a subtler vibration, and what he sees is an entirely different scene. One location, 2 vibrations, and 100 sages of the past. Pradeep Sethi ji recounts an extraordinary vision.
I remember a conversation you and I had several years ago when Gurudev had physically passed on.
Okay.
You had attended the Chautha and you said you saw some amazing experience. You had an amazing experience there.
Yeah.
So can you tell me that?
Yeah. And we were all sitting there. It was, I still remember, it was noon time, 4 o'clock, 3:30, 4 o'clock. And so many people were sitting there. And then, there were few hundreds of people sitting. All looked 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, all were like पुराने जन पिछले काफी अरसों के जो ऋषि मुनि हैं. तो फ्रंट रो में जो बैठे थे वो थे शिरडी वाले साईं बाबा. वेरी इन माय सिटिंग. सोते तो मैं कहाँ मुझे गुरुजी ले जाते हैं, पर ये तो बैठे हुए मुद्रा में मैंने देखा उनको.
With your eyes open?
With my eyes open. My eyes open. So it always, I was wondering, Ari, kya hai, what is it? And this thought was there all the time. And after 6 months, one night he came and he gave me his greatness. He always clarifies if there is anything doubt in my mind. मैं कहते हैं, ओए, जब डॉक्टर मरता है तो कौन आते हैं? जब व्यापारी मरता है तो कौन आते हैं? इसी तरह जब हम जाते हैं तो सारे ये जो हमारे जिनके साथ हमारा स्पिरिचुअल लिंक है वो आते हैं. So we clarified.
And this was the grand finale, a fitting tribute to a great rishi, one who has left behind a rich spiritual legacy steeped in selfless existence and self-realization. But what was the beginning of this conclusion? To begin, we must travel back in time. Not to 1938, the year of Gurudev's birth, but to some 5,000 years ago, when the 𝗏𝗏𝗏 Bhrigu predicted Gurudev's life. Narendra ji, who was in the audience for a reading from the Samhita, recalls what this great rishi of the past had to say about the great rishi of the present.
भृगु संहिता ग्रंथ में गुरु जी के बारे में कई बार हमने बहुत ही रोचक और बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण बातें सुनी, जिनके बारे में हमें इतना ज्ञान भी नहीं था. जैसे सबसे पहले जब हमने सुन रहे थे तो एक दिन ये उल्लेख आया कि गुरुदेव, गुड़गांव में जो गुरुदेव हैं वो शिव अंश हैं, और शिव अंश होने की वजह से वो के बिल्कुल शिव का रूप और शिव का स्वरूप हैं, और गुड़गांव में वो लोगों को ठीक करते हैं. लोग उनके पास जाते हैं और उन्होंने अपने शिष्यों को कुछ शक्तियां दे रखी हैं जिसके माध्यम से वो लोगों का उपचार करते हैं, लोगों को ब्लेसिंग्स देते हैं. और ठीक इसी प्रकार से गुरु जी जब ये कार्य कर रहे थे गुड़गांव में तो वहाँ पर भीड़ निरंतर बढ़ती थी. उसके पश्चात कुछ समय के बाद ऐसा भी हमने सुना कि गुरु जी शरीर छोड़ देंगे, जिसको कि हम फिजिकल सेल्फ के मुताबिक डेथ बोलते हैं. बट आई विल नॉट यूज़ द वर्ड डेथ हियर बिकॉज ही इज़ एन इमॉर्टल सोल, और वो शिव अंश हैं, और ऐसे व्यक्ति हमेशा ही उपस्थित रहते हैं. और हमने ये भी सुना कि गुरु जी जब अपनी फिजिकल सेल्फ में नहीं होंगे, जिसको हम संसारिक तौर पर डेथ बोलते हैं, उसके पश्चात वो सर्वव्यापी हो जाएंगे, और सर्वव्यापी होने के पश्चात वो उनकी एक विशेषकर एक जगह में वो रहेंगे जो कि हस्तिनापुर के अंदर होगी, जो आजकल नजफगढ़ के अंदर उनकी समाधि है, वहाँ पर उनका स्थान है. लेकिन वो कहीं पर भी मिल सकते हैं, कहीं पर भी देखे जा सकते हैं.
The unique takeaway from this spiritual profiling is that the beginning does not always match the end. But then that is not a very uncommon story, is it? Did Vishwamitra or Valmiki's beginning match the end? Or Gautam Buddha or Krishna's for that matter? One of the goals of this conversation is to highlight the unique coincidences that fate carved out and how the wrong reasons came together to create the right purpose in Gurudev's life. So let us gather the hints scattered along the way that foreshadowed what was to come and who he was to become. Let me ask you this. Is it possible for a man's spiritual journey to begin by picking bears or jujubes from a dargah? But in Gurudev's case, that is how it began. Gurudev's classmate 𝗤𝗵𝗴𝗵𝗵 uncovers the seed that led to the sowing of a spiritual forest. Listen on.
जो रास्ते में एक फकीर की जगह थी, जो ऊँटसी ही वॉज मोहब्बत, उनका नाम था 𝗯𝗵𝗶𝗴𝗵𝗁। तो उनके जो उनकी वो थी, वो बनी हुई दरगाह बनी हुई थी, उसमें एक मोहब्बत रहता था, उसमें अक्सर सब जाया करते थे।
अच्छा, वो क्यों?
वो रास्ते में था, स्कूल के रास्ते में उनके करके, तो वहाँ हमें कई चीजों के पहले तो भेड़ तोड़नी साले को, फिर उसने कहना यार तुम बड़ा नुकसान करते हो, फिर उनका चल बता टेक लो।
अच्छा,
जब दरगाह पे आए हो तो बता टेको। ये फिर मुझे पता लगा कि ये मेरी गहराई में ये दरगाह पे जाते हैं।
Little Gurudev began praying at this dargah and later at the 𝗁𝗵𝗵𝗵𝗃 temple near his home, which had a shivling. But why would a young boy devote so much of his time to a dargah? I conjecture it could have been because he felt good doing it. The dargah's pir or energy felt honored that a being who was a far greater energy force was paying his respects there. And the recognition of that honor translated into positive vibrations which appealed to young Gurudev's mind, creating harmony with the power of the dargah. However, destiny tossed another yoker, and Gurudev became a victim of black magic and had to go through a lot of pain. He lay in bed for months, unable to move. And then, destiny went on to ensure that his suffering sprouted the roots of his interest in spiritualism. The narrator of the next incident is his wife, whom we reverently call Mataji.
ये शुरुआत तो जो थी ना, यहाँ से मेरे को पता चला कि इनको बचपन में किसी ने कुछ खिला दिया था
जी।
तब ये 5वीं की छुट्टी में पढ़ते थे
जी।
तो इनको कुछ खिला दिया था तो जो बीमार बहुत हो गया। 5वीं 6वीं 7वीं पता नहीं 8वीं 9वीं 10वीं ऐसा था कुछ, बहुत बीमार हुए। फादर इन लॉ ने मतलब बहुत इनका इलाज कराया, देसी अंग्रेजी कोई नहीं छोड़ा उस टाइम में जी। ये ठीक ना हुआ। फिर हमारे माता जी कहने लगे कि इसको मैं बाबा बालकनाथ के लेके जाती हूँ जी। हमारे पिताजी कहने लगे कि नहीं वहाँ पर ठीक नहीं होगा, वहाँ पर कैसे लेके जाएगी, ये तो चल ही नहीं सकता। कहती नहीं मैं लेके जाऊंगी। वहाँ पर वो लेके गई, वहाँ पर कोई जगह मैं तो जानती नहीं था, तो वहाँ पर जाके इनको ये खेलने तो नहीं लगे, किसी ने वहाँ पर इनको देखा तो उसने कुछ जल बल पिलाया तो उससे इनको वॉमिट हुई काफी। वॉमिट होने से अंदर से कच्ची लस्सी काफी निकली, कच्ची लस्सी, और उसमें कच्चे मसाने निकले। तो वो निकली तो फिर उसके बाद ये ठीक हुए। इन्होंने देखा कि ये क्या चीज है, ये इतनी देर कहाँ रही ये मेरे अंदर, ये कैसे रही, उसको परखने के लिए फिर ये अपने भक्ति लाइन में आई। यहाँ से इन्होंने शुरू की उसको देखने के लिए कि ये कैसे अंदर मेरे कैसे रही ये चीज।
This quest took him to a number of sadhus, some of whom were dangerous and some of whom were wise. 2 Mahatmas, were instrumental in bringing structure to this nascent chaos. They were 𝗤𝗏𝗏 from 𝗪𝗏, a tiny village in Punjab, and his guru, also called 𝗤𝗏𝗏, but from Banaras. They became part of the process of Gurudev's pre-prep. Gurudev attained many siddhis under their guidance. Siddhis he would eventually relinquish. Yet, their mentorship helped him in developing spiritual focus and cultivating discipline. Why did these two holy men travel from 𝗪𝗏 as well as Banaras, which is over 1200 kilometers away, to a tiny town called Haryana to live in a little 𝗤𝗸𝗏𝗏 temple? I guess they were playing their part in laying the foundation of the greater purpose of Gurudev's life. Much like John the Baptist, whose purpose was to baptize Jesus. Destiny then decided it had to steer Gurudev's ship to the coast for which it was intended. So it manipulated the circumstances that would lead Gurudev to meet a being whom he would refer to as his guru, 𝗤𝗵𝗴𝗵𝗏. 𝗤𝗵𝗴𝗵𝗏 guided Gurudev from being a follower of Shiv to a devotee of Shiv to a disciple of Shiv, and the culmination of this alliance saw him become a manifestation of Shiv. A journey that is not the first of its kind, but one that happens rarely. This meeting occurred as a result of his employment with the Government of India's Soil Survey Department. This department was not just an ordinary government department, but rather the Soil Survey Department of the Government of the Universe. Fate ensured that half-dozen saints, who became the first few in a support group of 100, were born around the same time as the Mahaguru, with matching destinies to aid in his mission. They arrived on the scene as his colleagues in the workplace. 𝗤𝗵𝗏𝗵𝗏 manipulated his life, gave him seva, and because he had to meet a large number of people whose destinies were linked to his job required him to travel to far-flung locations unknown to the majority of us. And these camps he set up became his collection centers, where he scouted his disciples, assisted and healed people. The testimony of an agnostic and an admirer follows. Pratap Singh Ji, Gurudev's indulgent boss, indulges in nostalgia.
He was a very nice boy. Guru ki kripa se he got this 𝗤𝗵𝗏 palm mein tha kya tha, and energetic and sober. He has no ego. He was a hard worker because he remained in the field for 6 to 9 months in a year in different areas. So I found him as a very energetic and good worker.
Gurudev's habits and attitudes made him stand out in a crowd. When he paid for something, he never took back the change. When he received his salary, he distributed a large portion of it to those who asked him for financial help. He often allowed himself to be taken advantage of by his co-workers who would drink tea and charge the bill to Gurudev's account. To this he once said, "वो कल भी पीते थे, हम कल भी पिलाते थे. वो आज भी पीते हैं, हम आज भी पिलाते हैं. वो कल भी पिएंगे और हम कल भी पिलाएंगे." Once friend, now devotee, 𝗤द्वारकानाथजी's monetary musings of the Mahaguru follow.
पैसे की, मनी की बिल्कुल लगाव नहीं था, बिल्कुल लगाव नहीं था. सैलरी ली, नागपाल भी लेता था, वो भी लेते थे, और नागपाल तो पूरी सैलरी ले आता था घर, और वो आते थे तो खाली आते थे. क्लास 4 और सर्कल के लोग चाय, जहाँ स्टॉल से चाय पीते थे, उनको बोलते थे कितने पैसे. वो अगर उसने बताया भाई 30 रुपये हैं, चल 50 रुपये रख ले, बाकी हिसाब करता रहिए. किसी ड्राइवर है, उनके ड्राइवर होते थे ज़्यादा, खलासी ड्राइवर, वो मांग लेते थे पैसे कि मुझे चाहिए, मुझे चाहिए. तो जब शाम को घर आए तो बिल्कुल खाली होते थे, बिल्कुल खाली. मैंने कहा यार इसको भी तनख्वाह मिली है और आपको भी मिली है, तो आप कहते हैं यार मैं क्या करूं, मेरे से मांगते हैं लोग, मैं दे देता हूं.
This attitude towards money gave him a distinct positioning in the world of Devis and Devtas, who became his spiritual allies in this incarnation, thereby reactivating spiritual relationships that extended beyond it. As a result, when people were in financial difficulty, he would bless them with barakat. His life exemplified the barakat that he so generously shared. He did not own much, but there was no shortage in his world. And more importantly, he never ever took favors. Gurudev's spiritual alliances with great saints, 𝗵𝗵𝗏𝗍𝗍, Devis and Devtas broadened the bandwidth of seva. Giri Lalwani ji makes a startling revelation.
He told me what he is. I am सर्वशक्तिमान. सारी शक्तियां मेरे अंडर है. Like he said कि बेटा देख मैं कैसे काम करता हूँ. Like जैसे एक मिनिस्ट्री होती है, प्राइम मिनिस्टर होता है, फिनांस मिनिस्ट्री को ऑर्डर इशू कर देता है, उसको चलो फिनांस दो, और कोई डिफेंस मिनिस्ट्री को ऑर्डर इशू करता है, चलो उसको हमारे कंट्री के ऊपर प्रॉब्लम आ रही है, जाके उधर मिलिट्री को भेज दो उधर. So all departments are under prime ministers. So it's like this. All departments are under me. इधर की जैसे किसी को बच्चा देना होता है, तेरे को बेटा देना होता है, तो मैंने ब्रह्मा जी को बोला जा इसको बेटा दे दे. तेरी बहन को बेटा देना था तो मैंने ब्रह्मा जी को बोला जा बेटा दे दे. किसी को किसी का घर, किसी को जॉब नहीं होती है, किसी का काम नहीं चलता है, तो विष्णु जी को बोल देता हूँ कि चलो भाई इसका काम चला दे, इसकी पालना कर दे. या लक्ष्मी जी को बोल देता हूँ जाके इसका घर भर दे. तो किसी की जैसे किसी को लाइफ देनी होती है 5 साल 10 साल 15 साल, जैसे तेरी मदन लाल को लाइफ दी थी मैंने, तो फिर वो मैंने शिव जी को बोला 10 साल तक, 5 साल पहले उसको बोला मत जा, फिर 5 साल और उसकी बढ़ा दी लाइफ. तो 10 साल तो मैंने उसकी खींच ली, 5 उसको मैंने शिव जी को बोला तू नहीं जाएगा, वो शिव जी का डिपार्टमेंट है. तो ये सारे मेरे अंडर आते हैं. तो फिर जब ये शिव जी के डिपार्टमेंट का, जब यहाँ पर मैंने किसी को बोला कि शिव जी को बोला 5 साल, फिर उसकी पालना भी करनी होती है, भाई चलो लाइफ तो दे दी और उसके साथ फूड क्लोथ शेल्टर भी तो चाहिए, तो फिर वो उसके लिए फिर विष्णु जी को बुला लेता हूँ. ऐसे में बेटा वो मेरे पास डिफेंस मिनिस्ट्री में चामुंडा देवी है, किसी के ऊपर कोई अटैक होता है तो चामुंडा देवी को बोल देता हूँ, मकाली देवी को बोल देता हूँ, वो जाके प्रोटेक्ट करती है. तो ये सारे देवी देवता मेरे अंडर हैं. इनफैक्ट आई एम सरप्राइज कि दिस इज व्हाट ही टोल्ड मी कि सारे देवी देवता मेरे अंडर हैं.
At the time of taking voluntary retirement from the government of India, he earned 40,000 rupees per annum. That is not much. Nonetheless, it was sufficient to establish an institution that is still serving people all over the globe. He established help and healing centers called sthans in the homes of his disciples, bestowing his powers on them and broadening the scope of his spiritual movement. In many ways, his life was an amalgamation of pages from the lives of several saints of the past. He took a leaf out of Guru Nanak Dev Ji's life by traveling all over the country, a leaf out of Jesus' book by delegating his powers to his disciples. While Jesus shared his powers with 11 disciples, Gurudev transferred his powers to 100 disciples. Gurudev was an adept astral traveler who practiced intense meditation much like the Buddha. However, astral travel was a capability that the Buddha developed near the end of his life. Gurudev avoided all attention and every spotlight that was ever cast on him, thus taking a page out of Muhammad's book. The cameras would malfunction if anyone attempted to photograph Gurudev without his permission. However, the moment Gurudev was out of sight, they would miraculously start working again. Suresh Prabhuji reflects on the being who changed his life.
But the deity was craving for attention. He didn't even want to know that he's somebody. He didn't want to behave the way other spiritual so-called God men will behave. He was just very casual, very relaxed and very inconspicuous. He was not even showing that he is something people should look at.
The Mahaguru's humane qualities were very, very contagious. Most of us simply observed and learned from his example. 𝗤पछि𝗱𝗪 emphasizes the humanity that emanated from the Mahaguru's being.
On one instance, way back in 1976, I had just started my garment business and also had the opportunity to be with Guruji from 1975. I would make all possible efforts to spend maximum time with Guruji, getting into the car, telling the office people that I'm going out for work in a particular direction so they could tell me if there's any other errands that had to be run during my visit in that area. I had to go to an embroidery person, and in the boot of the car, there was a huge sack of garments in it. In the earlier days, the seva was done at the people's houses where Guruji would visit. After a few hours of going from one place to the other, Guruji asked me, "Is there any work that you had to do?" I said, "Yes. I had to go to this embroidery person and get this sack full of garments for embroidery." He said, "It's okay, let's do that." I drove to the place and asked Guruji that I'll be back in a few minutes, went inside to the embroidery guy and asked for help to lift the bag out of the boot of the car. Unfortunately, the help was maybe 5 or 10 minutes away. So I decided to come to the car and get the bag out of the car myself, as didn't want Guruji to be waiting. It was a rather large bag, and I was having difficulty in wrenching it out of the boot. Suddenly I find that this bag's become very light, and I'm being able to pull it out with great ease. The moment I turn, and lo and behold, I see Guruji holding the bag and assisting me in getting it out. I was completely stunned, and despite my several requests, he would not listen and insisted that he would carry the bag along with me inside the embroidery person's office. His comment that, "My son, if you can do it, why can I not do it with you?"
He was an incomparable mentor. Destiny made him an Ulta Guru, someone who defied every rule and convention in order to teach by example. Gurudev was aware that his disciples, who came from various social and economic backgrounds, were unqualified on a conscious level for discipleship. So he led by example. While it is customary for disciples to serve their gurus, here was a guru who served his disciples. He inspired them from the front, and his life became a series of lessons for their lives and ours. Sant Lal Ji from Sonipat pays ode to a guru unlike any other.
उनकी जो विजन थी अपने डिसाइपल्स के लिए, वो क्या चाहते थे?
वो ये तो चाहते ही थे कि हम कुछ बनकर निकले। तो वो चाहते थे कि चल मेरे से बड़ो तो मैं सक्सेस हूं।
This great saint from a little village in Punjab that most have not even heard of became a beacon of light to those whose spiritual rooms were dark. That is what a guru means. He is the dispeller of darkness. Awed by his spiritual prowess and humbled by his lack of spiritual vanity, disciples and devotees not only followed the man, but also his message. His practices and philosophy continue to reshape the spiritual trajectories of countless lives. One of the greatest philosophies he propounded was seva. 𝗤पछि𝗱𝗪 ji, an exemplary disciple, shares.
उन्होंने हमेशा ये कहा कि मैं यहाँ खेल तमाशे करने नहीं आया हूँ, मैं लोगों को जगाने आया हूँ कि जागो, ईश्वर है, तुम्हारे पास ही है। क्योंकि वो इधर भागते फिरते इधर उधर, उसको याद करो और सेवा करो, ये ईश्वर का रूप समझो सभी को।
Seva was his takya kalam, his mission statement. Seva was about serving another by serving the self in another. Gurudev spent the majority of his time doing seva with brief commercial breaks when he went to work. He raised an army of sevadars who are carrying forward his legacy. He also encouraged self-reflection and the improvement of one's attitudes or gunas while walking the path of seva. However, the most intriguing aspect of his life is that while most of us saw glimpses of his spiritual eminence, none of us can claim to have fully comprehended him. He tried to keep a low profile as much as possible, but every now and then, some of his disciples saw aspects of him that were mind-boggling. Here is a story of the remover of darkness, illuminated by 1,000 suns. Over to 𝗂𝗶𝗏.
It was day before Mahashivratri, so it was about 3 o'clock in the early morning. So about 3 o'clock, what do I see? That I have gone to the sthan. There was a big queue. People were standing in big queue for darshaning of the Guru. So when my turn came, I went there inside. So I went there. I was standing. Some 2 people, they were just, one was asking the people to hurry up. Matha teki aur chaliye, matha teki aur chaliye. I went there, I kept standing, and he virtually pulled me from my arm and said, yes, abhi matha teki aur chaliye. मैंने कहा, I will not go like this. The public जिस तरह मत्था टेक रही है, मैं इस तरह मत्था टेकने के लिए नहीं आया हूँ, ना मैं इस तरह मत्था टेकूंगा. मैं अपने हिसाब से मत्था टेकूंगा. तो कहने लगे, हाँ पुत, आ गया तू? मैं कहा, हाँ गुरु जी. लेकिन मैं कहा, गुरु जी, मैं ऐसा तो मत्था नहीं टेकूंगा. आपको ये बताना होगा कि आप मेरे गुरु हैं. चरणों में मत्था तभी टेकूंगा कि जब आप मुझे ये विश्वास दिला देंगे कि आप मेरे गुरु हैं. तो उन्होंने कहा, ओके बेटा. उन्होंने चौंकी मारी, पद्म आसन में बैठे. पद्म आसन पे बैठ करके उन्होंने हाथ उठाए, एंड उनके उसको उठाने की देर है तो आज भी मैं बात करते हुए मेरे रोंगटे खड़े हो रहे हैं कि द सो dazzling light के hundreds of suns have arisen. इतनी ज्यादा लाइट हो गई कि मैं I couldn't tolerate. मैं उनके चरणों में गिर गया. जब उनके चरणों में गिरा तो उन्होंने दोनों मेरे सिर पे हाथ रख दिए और मुझे ये नहीं पता मैं कितनी देर उनके चरणों में पड़ा रहा, क्या हुआ क्या नहीं हुआ. जब मैंने उठाया तो बस वो रोशनी ही रोशनी थी. मैंने आशीर्वाद लिया एंड केम बैक. ये आई एम टॉकिंग ऑफ दिस इंस्टेंस sometimes in the year 1981.
𝗏𝗏 reveals his mentor's ability to be present in 2 places at the same time. A strange story of bilocation follows.
He could be physically present at more than one place at the same time. So it's a matter of you reach a particular level when you are able to materialize or dematerialize yourself. ये बड़े इंस्टांसेस हैं गुरु जी के. नागपुर में तो बाहर बैठे हैं, कैंप लगा हुआ है, जो कैंप के लोग हैं वो उनके साथ बैठे हैं, बाहर ग्राउंड में पार्क में बैठे हैं. तो सडनली गुरु जी फेल्ट के he is about to get a very important call. तो वो कमरे के अंदर चले गए. बाहर से ताला लगा हुआ है और एक बंदा इस ग्रुप में से उठ के फर्स्ट फ्लोर पे जाने लगा. एंड ही सॉ कि अभी तो मैं बाहर गुरु जी को छोड़ के आया हूँ, एंड ही इज सिटिंग इन द रूम आल्सो एंड लिसनिंग टू द टेलीफोन. हाउ कैन अ पर्सन बी प्रेजेंट एट 2 प्लेसेस? तो गुरु जी ने देख लिया और उसको बुला के समझाया, इशारा किया, तुमने इस बारे में कोई जुबान नहीं खोलनी.
And then
somehow it leaked out. It leaked out. And second thing, वो वक्त की बात भी है जब गुरु जी को एक बंदे ने उनके ऑफिस में मिला और another person met Guruji at your farm. The difference was hardly 5 to 10 minutes. How could he be present at 2 different places at the same time? He knew the art, or he had acquired that power of materializing or dematerializing himself.
Did he ever refer to it? Or is it conjecture on our part?
नहीं, conjecture नहीं, मुस्कुरा पड़े थे कि ये कैसा हो सकता है गुरुजी कि आपको वो बंदा आपके ऑफिस में मिला और 10 मिनट के बाद आपको ये फार्म पे भी मिल गया. बस मुस्कुरा दिए. मतलब he admitted, he accepted. He didn't elaborate, but he accepted.
Many aspects of Gurudev's super nature, mentorship, life and attributes have been covered in the 24 pods that make up this audio biography. The first tranche was released yesterday on Guru Purnima and is available for listening on gurudevonline.com. Going forward, we will release a new podcast every week on Thursday. The lessons to learn are numerous, the inspiration endless. But the most important takeaway is, do not judge yourself by your present. The story of this great saint showcases that even the guy next door who looks, walks, and talks like an ordinary man can make the impossible possible. So can you. Dr. Shankar Narayan Ji reminds us of Gurudev's most important lesson.
You can become Shiva yourself. This is what he told.
You can be Shiv yourself. That is his message. He once told a disciple, I have traveled the Brahmand, but I have not found God. Whatever that is within you. This audio biography of one of the greatest saints to have ever lived is a template for you to follow. Pods of enlightenment that are guaranteed to be a mind-bending, life-altering treasure hunt. So it's time you make some aspects of his biography into aspects of your biography.
जिंदगी की असली उड़ान अभी बाकी है। जिंदगी की असली उड़ान अभी बाकी है। मंजिल के कई इम्तिहान अभी बाकी हैं। अभी तो नापी है मुट्ठी भर ज़मीं हमने। अभी तो नापी है मुट्ठी भर ज़मीं हमने। अभी तो सारा आसमां बाकी है। अभी तो सारा आसमां बाकी है।